Hi, Cancer. Welcome to your monthly readings. As always, keep in mind that this is only a general reading. Always take what it feels right and with what does resonate within your own life experiences during this time. And if you would like a personal reading with me, please contact me through the email I put in the description box below. As always, I'm offering a special for the month of April, and the theme for this special for this month is all about the rebirth and change. So if you would like to know more info about that, just email me and I will gladly provide all the info. Or if you would like to donate and support my channel, you can also do so by following the PayPal link, which is also down below, and as well my Facebook and Instagram page. So, Cancer. I feel like this month of April, it's all about flexibility. There's something here with Cancer energy through this month that may be in quite a need to adapt to environment, circumstances, changes coming along from the outside as it feels the external world that may make you swing, a little bit to the tune of how things are going. And how things are going, I feel for Cancer energy during this month is a little bit undefined. So there's a sense of things not being as solid, as clear, as structured as some of you would like and some of you are fighting for. I feel like the more, controlled or tied down to very strict energies of of how you want things to be or how you expect things to be, the more frustrated some of you can get during the month of April, because there's some lessons here about control issues that I feel some of you are going through. You have the Emperor right there in the center of your reading as your conscious position, and this is a card that is showing up a lot for April's readings for all signs, which of course makes sense because the Emperor is the energy associated with Aries, and we are in Aries season. But for you in particular, I'm feeling like there are issues of control, of how you want things to be, how you expect things to become, that may be going out of that same vision or view you had. So there are things that are a little bit kind of, for some Cancers, there are situations in your life that are kind of dissolving into something else. And while they are dissolving, I feel like some of you are feeling restless, afraid, anxious, because you don't know what's going to come out of that undefined sense of structure. So there are things kind of being disintegrated from your life that for some of you it's hard for you to give in to that, to give in to the fact that things are changing, to give in to the fact that not everything happens as you would like it to happen or as you see fit to happen. Some of you have very traditional views, or views that are very rigid, inflexible, not permissive of much, different elements, or not much permissive of the outside interference. And so the more you kind of close yourself into this walls, I feel like the more those walls were kind of going to fall down, and you're just going to be exposed. I feel like some of you don't want your privacy, your life, your sense of, your sense of situation, like where you are. You don't want to feel threatened. You don't want to feel invaded. You don't want to feel the presence of others or energies of the outside there. But there's something interfering in that. There's something like pushing you, for some Cancers, to confront where you might be closing yourself off from life, from joy, from experiences. Because deep down, what it's being shown here is that some Cancers during the month of April are being called to open up to the exploration of new territory. And to explore new territory, of course, being flexible and adaptable, it's a very strong tool and one that it's really needed, you know, to feel that we are in alignment with the changes and the environment we are in, without that interfering in our inner sense of peace and balance. So I feel like some of you need to take on experiences that are a little bit different from what you expected during the month of April. You need to take that, you know, as an experience, as something that it's different. It's not really what you thought it would be, but you're still going to try and explore and see what you can do about it. Maybe what lies beneath the surface of it that can actually be something that you have been needing, or something that you are in need but unaware of, especially if this is about activities or you know, plans or relationships that are pushing you to have fun, that are pushing you to be less controlled and less tied down to a vision of life that maybe has served its purpose, have worked for a while, but now it's just becoming obsolete or becoming very grayish. I feel like some of you Cancers have lives that are grayish, that don't have color or enough color. And I feel like you're meant to add color, you're meant to add youth, creativity, passion. And the passion, the vibe here of passion, I'm feeling it needs to come from something different. That, you know, by you giving in to something, you know, of the unknown, of the, you know, something where you trust divine, you know, the divine, something where you trust the divine proposition, the divine plan here, instead of trying to fight against it. Because I feel like some of you are trying to fight against your path, or where you're being called to go, or where you're being called to do something in which you are very much needed. I feel like some of you during the month of April can be, you know, circling you can be involved in environments or in situations where people and the energies are a little bit out of sync and out of control, let's say, where tempers are running high, where disagreements are in focus, you know, debates are in focus, competition is in focus, and all of this hectic tension that can be felt outside or inside of you is just something that it's bubbling and boiling. I feel for some of you, something that it's erupting out of your kind of system to liberate you from something you're not meant to be a prisoner of. It's a very interesting energy here. It's like the Hanged Man is here. So when we have here the Hanged Man, it's funny, like, because in this image you can see the flames, right? And I just said something erupting, like this fire consuming something. But what I feel is this fire is consuming, this tension is consuming. It's a purge. It's liberating you from those ropes of sacrifice. Where have you been sacrificing yourself and your happiness? Why you feel like to be happy is a sacrifice? To be you're surrounded by joy and hope and optimism is a sacrifice? Or why do you feel that for you, in order for you to pursue a path in life that it's the one that you know will make you happy, why do you feel like that is not a priority enough? That is not important enough? Why you're submitting to a certain amount of fear of rejection, right? Or of even self-harm. Some of you are self-harming yourselves in terms of the inner reality. You're harming your soul development, your growth, due to maybe expectations of the outside. Maybe because you're supposed to be this person that the world expects you to be, or that you have internalized as you developed yourself, that you have to be someone in order, to be someone appreciated, to be someone that has everything in control, that has everything together. Well, nobody does. And I feel like this could also be that you are feeling subjugated, dominated. Some of you, you're feeling dominated by external sources of authority, or authority, elements around you, relationships that somehow have power over you, or you allow that power. And it's time to cut out that string of attachment, where you feel submissive, or where you feel like you have to be submissive to something or someone, that it's in which is a situation that is making you feel completely miserable or completely unhappy. I feel like you're being called to really take a look with this hanged man, right? To take a deep look, where your perspectives and perceptions may need to change, where you may need to wake up to a different notion of reality, where you may need to let go of your own, self-sabotage, techniques, or your syndrome of victim, of needing to be a victim, or needing to be, restricted in situations that castrate your sense of freedom, to have something else that in reality maybe that's not what you want. So I feel like some of you are partnered up with figures in your life that in which boundaries are not set properly. There's a sense of disrespect or a sense of abuse in relationships, either you being the emperor, so you being here the narcissist, or you being here the one with the superior complex, or you being the hanged man, and so you being the victim and you being the submissive one. Submission and domination are here in focus. Control versus being controlled by the one that it's puppeting the show and the puppet itself. So those are archetypes and metaphors for multiple experiences that some of you cancers are having. But it's important to acknowledge that in a way you're acting upon both, consciously or unconsciously. And I feel like you can't allow anyone to tell you where your happiness lies, or if you to not ask permission. I feel like some of you, it's like you feel like you have to ask permission to be happy, or you need to ask permission to do something that is just, about you, about this inner child of yours that is restless, that is wild. This wild child is really vibrant here. And as you go into May, I feel like you will have a much more open road and available opportunity here to really internalize and act upon the Page of Wands, and to explore territory, to have fun, to really dance to the tune of your own spirit and not of anybody else's. Because what I'm feeling here as well is that some of you are, as I said, puppets, and playing out in a show, in a stage that is not for you. It's not for you. It's not your, it's not where you're meant to be. I feel like some of you are in need to change, environments, or it's like a change of habitat. You're not where you're meant to be, or you're not in your element where you are right now. And I feel like some of you would have this urge to have a break, to go somewhere. And I feel like for those that can go away or can do something else different, far away from a place or a situation that is controlling or abusive, that could do wonders to lift up your spirits. I feel like as the month progresses, some of you will find empowerment in not taking things so seriously. I feel like some of you as well, others of you, this is about you learning to breathe and laugh and not take things, including yourself, so seriously. I feel like some of you have a very serious, cautious approach, or, as I said, controlling personality that fences you into this grayish, again, version of life, or into this castle, right? That is lonely, or that is just suffocating, because where's the fun in it? Where's the life in it? Where's the thrill in it? Where's the joy in it? I feel like some of you have this hush hush kind of energy. It's like needing to be quiet or wanting others to be quiet, dictating the norms of how things go on around you in ways where you're wanting to control the moods of other people, or other people are wanting to control your own moods. Again, it can go both ways. It's very important to not allow anyone to clip your wings and to rob you from freedom. Freedom is in focus here for Cancer energy, really, really calling, crying. There's actually a cry, an inner cry for liberation of something that has been draining you quite a lot. And I feel like for some of you, it's about abusive relationships, needing to work on equal relationships, relationships that are respecting and honoring and deserving of you, or needing to distance yourself from relationships where there's this very clear narcissistic and the empath kind of archetype being displayed, dynamic being displayed. So I hope you have a great month of April. Thank you so much for all of you that have been liking, sharing, commenting, and donating to my channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And please keep doing so. Hopefully we'll see each other soon.